From Ugly Parrot Studios in Newcastle, California, the Loomis Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. Hey everybody, welcome back. Scott Robinson with you for another edition of Beyond the Humidor. As you heard in the intro, we are shooting this in another location. Tobacco Republic is going through a remodel right now, so we decided to come over to the Ugly Parrot studio here. Thank you very much, Larry.
You're welcome, sir.
And we are shooting here, so we'll see if this does it justice, or see how much this goes off the rails and shit. Not like a location really makes a difference, but okay, let's give it a go.
Yeah, it does, because we just be glad that the train's going by, because you hear everything now.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, special prize to whoever counts the correct number of cars you hear pass by in the background.
Wow.
Are you keeping count? I am now. Yes, you are.
Good times.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. As you said, the remodel's in progress, and our studio will hopefully be back together at some point soon, and we'll bring you, of course, pictures and videos of all that when that happens. But, it's another good night. It's always fun to record here at Larry's place.
Most definitely. Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Full day at work, winding down with a nice cigar, a little bit of scotch. Can't complain.
Nice. And, of course, last but not least, how's the gorilla?
The gorilla is good. This is the first day that water hasn't fallen from the sky in like 2.5 weeks.
I agree. There was this glowing thing in the sky that I don't remember what that is.
Here
Share?
we go.
Maybe.
Oh, the sun. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, we've had a tiny bit of rain here in Northern California, enough so that it'll probably be, mid-May before they tell us that we're in drought conditions and to not water our lawn again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just wait for it.
Well, there's still a sign in Scott's neighborhood that says you can only water on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the sign is glowing while it's raining.
Is it?
Well, we went from the lowest level Lake Shasta has been since they built the dam to every spillway open in 5 months.
Yeah.
So, but hey, we need the water, just all of it, and
3 weeks.
Yeah, 30-day period is a little rough, but we're hanging in there.
Which one of you got proposed to build the ark?
Oh yeah, no.
Nah. The way the state of the world is, I'd rather drown.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We'll go over the falls in a whiskey barrel.
Graham, Catherine, send us a couple.
Speaking of which,
I
know everybody saw the posting from our dear friends at Hogback Distillery that they are taking pre-orders on barrels of whiskey.
Yes.
I think that the Beyond the Humidor should go in and purchase a barrel. We need to talk about this more off air, as it were.
Yeah.
But I think that could be a distinct possibility, gentlemen.
Okay.
Well, our friend here has gone on the wagon. Is that what it is, or off the wagon?
No, on the wagon.
On the wagon. Yeah. So, you and I can drink for him.
Woo. Drink it now, fucker. What?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I decided to, cut my drinking down. I think I've had, in the past week and a half, maybe 3 drinks.
My Macallan stock just took a shit.
Yeah, we're going to get a square pool on how long this bullshit lasts. That's roughly equivalent to the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl.
You're not wrong.
Well, they're playing the Niners this weekend, so we'll see.
Oh, God,
That'd be the weekend after this comes out, by the way. No, it does come out, same day.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what we're doing anyway.
Hey, there's this app on your phone. It's called a calendar, jackass.
Really?
Use it.
So, Mr. Robinson, save us.
Save you. There is no saving us. Hey, man, just tell us what you're smoking.
So I picked today, I went over and explored a shop that is local for us. It's over in El Dorado Hills. It's CJ's Cigars. she has a nice little humidor, very nice lady that runs it. And I picked up the Rocky Patel 15th anniversary from her the other day. And it's a really nice stick. And it is obviously the 15th anniversary Rocky Patel, which was a while ago, but it holds its time. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. It's a Maduro, definitely. Nicaraguan binder and filler. And, I say this all the time, and I feel like I'm a broken record when I talk about Rocky Patels on the show. It is a wonderful standby that I know exactly what it's going to be. I don't have to worry about anything. I just know it's going to be a good cigar, and it's going to be easy to smoke, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like a comfort stick, where you don't have to worry about anything going haywire.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah, I myself this week, I am smoking the Trinidad Espiritu Series number 1.
I know where you got that.
Yes, I did. Got it over from the fine folks over at Tobacco Road out in out in Sacramento. Since, Tobacco Republic's lounge is being retrofitted, I decided to go pop over to a lounge to kick back a little bit and pick up some things that aren't always in or aren't in Ron's shop.
Yeah.
So I picked up this Trinidad, tried it for the first time over the weekend. Really happy with it. It's a Toro 6x52, all Nicaraguan, and everybody knows that I'm a fan of the Nicaraguan cigars. So it's that Nicaraguan flavor, the smoothness, but you're still getting some flavor out of it. Now, I wish I could get my hands on the Cuban Trinidads, but and we beat this like a dead freaking horse. Huh?
Tiffin,
yeah. Well, not even that. It's just the fact that the Cuban cigar prices have gone sky high.
Yeah.
They practically doubled. And it's like, it's been nice smoking Cubans, but no.
Well, and I think one of the things that we've talked about on several shows still holds true. There are so many cigars in the non-Cuban market now that are so high quality that the novelty's wearing off. I'd rather smoke, South American cigars than I would Cubans.
Well, it's a good cigar is a good cigar. I don't really care where it comes from.
Well, yeah.
Now, that's an A.J. Fernandez product, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Out of Esteli.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen those. I've never smoked one. I look forward. I too am a fan of the Nicaraguan stuff, so I'm going to look forward to picking up a couple of those.
Well, fuck, I got another one in my box.
I may have to work out some kind of trade.
Yeah, fuck it. Just take the cigar on my way out.
There we go.
See? That's easy. Hey, what are you smoking?
I picked up the Guardrail, which is the new release from Christoph. They released that at PCA this year and kept it, way under wraps. For the simple fact that the name was derived from an incident that the owner, Glenn Case, had almost 2.5 years ago now. He laid his motorcycle down in Oklahoma after an event out there, and pretty serious accident. Had spent quite a bit of time in the hospital, did a bunch of surgeries, and this cigar was put out, with that that name in mind. Something different about this, the filler is Dominican and tobacco from Zimbabwe.
Really?
Okay.
And very, very little information out about this cigar other than the story behind the name and what's in it. So it's Dominican and Zimbabwe filler. It's a Brazilian wrapper and a Dominican binder. This cigar's got some power to it. It has the pepper forward like their Maduro, but there is no cocoa, no creamy, like you get when you're getting into the Maduro. I'm about halfway through this because I lit it up early. This is a peppery, stronger Maduro flavored cigar, but there's something about it with that Zimbabwe tobacco that I can't really put my finger on, and just it's heavier than some people may like right out of the gate. It might not be something, Greg, that you would gravitate towards a lot.
I've actually smoked it.
But it is. I really like it so far. This is my second one, and I'm really happy with this.
Yeah, I have smoked it, and I did enjoy it. It is just, as you said, for me, it's a little bit too much power for my palate, but it's a winner. It's got a great flavor profile, so I'm not going to knock it because I can't. It's a great stick.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
You really should.
Yeah. That'll be next on my rotation. Excuse me. So, as far as what we're up to, this is kind of a, what's that?
You forgot the gorilla.
Oh, Jesus. Gorilla.
In the arms of fly away.
Why?
I was totally okay with moving on, but then Greg pointed me out. I'm like, well,
Well, wait,
I am.
he's like,
I am here. I mean, the people want more of me, apparently, according to you.
You have fans.
you have fans, Gorilla.
Oh, fuck me.
Embrace that. One day you'll be going to the store or something, and someone will say, hey, there's a gorilla.
If you are a fan of the gorilla, my Venmo account is now scrolling across the bottom of the YouTube video. Please help a gorilla out.
Donate generously.
Yeah.
Your tax-free donation, just 19 cents a day.
Whoa.
Who told you it's tax-free?
You don't want to pay your taxes. That's your choice. The gorilla's
Yeah.
the gorilla's got nothing to do with that.
Speaking of white-collar crime, which we'll get into later,
Wow.
Wow.
Gorilla, what are you smoking?
Well, I did have a cigar this evening, and then Greg asked if I had a cigar this evening, and I promptly said, of course I don't. Please, give me a free cigar. I don't know what I'm smoking. What am I smoking, Greg?
You're smoking the Romeo y Julieta 1895 Nicaraguan
1875.
and 1875. That one. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's a cigar that I picked up a bunch of them at Rocky Mountain. It's one that I enjoy, so I hope you like it.
I am enjoying it. My criteria when picking out the handful of cigars Greg presented me was, that label pretty. So, I mean, sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes we have picked a cigar just based off, that label pretty.
It's true.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just because I want the label when I'm done smoking it.
But that's everything, though. Ladies in the store buying wine, label pretty.
Yep. Oh, speaking of which, those of you that watch and listen to us frequently will remember back a couple episodes of the Christmas episode and Greg's alcohol dispenser mounted on a cigar box.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with a cigar box to put another one on.
Oh, nice.
It's the pink special edition short story box
From Fuente.
Mm-hmm. I was down at Tobacco Republic yesterday afternoon with a buddy of mine, and Ron was giving him the tour. You know how he does, and Black Cabinet opened, and this guy smokes quite a few Fuentes and enjoys the short story. Ron had one of those pink specials left, and so Joel bought that, and then I absconded with said box.
Yeah.
So, pretty happy about that.
That's wild. Good stuff.
Well, the dispenser's great. It works.
Well, there's one I want to get you and Sherry. There's a beer dispenser. It actually has like a reusable ice rod to keep the beer cold. And it's basically one big graduated cylinder with a spigot.
Bold of you to think she needs something to keep the beer cold long enough and something like that.
And she can use it for Mimosa Sunday, too.
Okay, mimosas, yes. Beer, I think we're wasting an ice rod on that beer, sir. But, we'll give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, she drinks it a pint at a time.
Yeah. So, Gorilla, how are we looking in the frame here? Can you get stuff behind us? Can you see, what's on the
Yes.
on the wall? All right. Just making sure we did a quick add to the wall here at Ugly Parrot Studios. So if we're going to do this here more often, we're going to have to come up with some better props. But
I told you a couple of things we can do.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple ideas.
Yeah, because I know I've got a bunch of empty cigar boxes too that we can display. So some really nice ones like that one when I got the Cohibas from Cuba.
Oh yeah, I'm using that as my office humidor at work because you gave me one of those.
Yeah,
and the box is so well built. It has a hydrometer inside of it that is fairly accurate, and it works great as a humidor.
Yeah,
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. There's some of the boxes, man, that they're putting out is just outrageous. So.
I'm personally still a fan of the green screen behind you guys. We can we can be doing this podcast from anywhere you want.
So we got the Picard from Wish, the Geordie from Wish, and the Montgomery Scott from Wish.
100%.
Or the Worf from Wish, based on the beard.
Deck of the Enterprise, Sands of Tatooine, Grandma's house, wherever we want to be doing it from.
God. And we're gonna put him in control of this.
Who hired this?
You
Who hired this kid?
You did.
You all did. Let's not pretend this was a one-person decision. You're all to blame for my manic episodes.
Yeah,
Why?
I pretty much we came up with this idea on the infamous camping trip when at least two of the three of us were considerably inebriated.
Secretly, audience, the answer is I pitched it to them and sold them on it. So it's really my fault. I'm the evil mastermind.
But you do good work, Gorilla.
The Gorilla fan club just went.
The subliminal messaging is working.
You're Gorilla. We're talking. Gorilla's over there on his mic in the background. Pay me more money.
Well, we've already got like the idea for merchandising. We got to get Gorilla gear.
Yeah. What we need to do is we need to see. We need to reach out to Ben Davis and see if we can do Ben Davis gear. Yeah.
From the Gorilla collection.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Long sleeve shirt called the Knuckle Dragger. No.
Don't give away all our ideas right now.
Yeah.
We can talk about this offline.
No, that one's actually been taken already.
Although
Espinosa Cigars, I believe, has a cigar called that.
Although, I will say, we have looked at various Gorilla artworks. They're all very angry. I'm not feeling the vibe of most of the Gorilla artwork that exists. Very aggressive, hat backwards, or do-rag gorilla, not really my vibe.
So where do you find a gorilla? Where do you find a gorilla that looks like this?
Just disappointed?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, see, you've got aggressive gorillas. The only happy gorilla I know is Magella.
I need, like, pensive but slightly disappointed-looking gorilla. Because I feel like that's most of my resting gorilla face while you guys are talking.
Oh, what a dick. Oh. All right, we'll work on that.
Gorilla merch pending.
I say Gorilla gear. What's wrong with Gorilla gear?
Look at him. We got
to get a camera on
We
Gorilla.
were talking about furries. Gorilla Gear just sends
This
the
has
wrong
nothing
message
to
me.
do with furries. Dude, get your mind out the gutter.
Y'all
I'm
the
trying to
ones that
help
brought it
you.
up.
Yeah, but we brought it up before we started the recording. Way to segue into that, jackass.
You wanted to know why I had the look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did ask.
Yeah. We won't make that mistake again. The next 10 minutes.
You all right there, man?
Just setting himself on fire per usual.
If necessary, yes.
How many holes you got in that shirt?
These surprisingly have done very well. I did have a little ash drop on one and just got a couple of marks on it, but it didn't burn through, so I have no complaints.
Yeah,
Unlike the one Scott's wearing, which if you get a lit cherry on it, you are screwed.
It's over.
Yeah, I fired up one of those Hard Daddy shirts. Got a pretty good hole in it already. So,
Well, those are pure polyester, so.
What are you going to do? Buy another shirt.
yeah. Another $16 out the door.
Keep Larry's embroiderer in business.
There we go.
I like it.
I'm sure she appreciates that. Oh, so we got Greg's got a list of stuff he wants to cover here.
I got a couple things to talk about.
Real quick, before you get into those.
Yeah, no, by all means.
I want to quickly, I've been checking out a couple of documentaries, and the one I saw was pretty old. I think it's about a year or two old. It's on HBO Max, and it's called McMillions. And it talks about the McDonald's monopoly scandal.
You were telling me about this Sunday.
And it's fucking nuts. This guy ran a fraud on the Monopoly game from 1989 to 2001.
Wow.
Yeah, $24 million. The guy was head of security for one of the marketing firms because, as McDonald's puts it, we make hamburgers, fries, and shakes. We don't do marketing, so they outsource the marketing. Makes sense, right? So the guy who was head of security was a former cop, and he was responsible for delivering the winning tickets. The way they did it is they printed out the tickets, the $1 million tickets, the big money tickets. He would take them in a briefcase over to the location to get them affixed to either just throw them in the random bin to be distributed, but more than likely they're like on the fry boxes, the drink boxes, and they're, stuck on there. What he would do is he had another person with him. He had literally a suitcase handcuffed to him, and they're strolling through the airport. And it's one of those combination suitcases. So he has one combination, the other person has the other one. Well, somehow he figured out hers, or he saw her putting it in, so he knew what it was. So what's the one place, and this was a woman, by the way, where's the one place that she can't follow him into?
The men's room.
Exactly. Goes to the men's room, opens it up, and he had like other tickets, and he swapped them. So he had the winning tickets, and what he would do is he would sell these tickets. So the first one he sold was like I think it was a $20,000 ticket. He sold it to his butcher for $2,000. So he's like, hey, give me $2,000. I'll give you a $25,000 ticket. This thing was a clusterfuck because, and I don't know how anyone didn't figure this out, all the winners were somehow related. And then finally someone, figured it out. Someone over at Jacksonville FBI, they were going through it and they discover this. And this just got crazy to the point where you had the Colombo crime family, or an associate of the crime family, Jerry Colombo. He was helping to run the scam, and he was like basically going through intermediaries to, sell the tickets. And he was selling these tickets and getting all this money, and then he'd get a cut of the ticket. There was this one woman, I think she got the $1 million prize. She was out of Hilton Head, I think. I could be wrong, but I think it was one of the Carolinas. And basically, I think he sold it to her for like this crazy amount of money. And then, she took the ticket, cashed in the winning ticket. But the way the $1 million prize worked back then was...
It was an annuity, wasn't it?
Exactly. But no one thought about the taxes, or at least Colombo didn't give a shit. And the poor, schmuck who got the ticket, basically the way it broke down was she had to give him $25,000 and she got the rest of it. But let's think about this for a second. What's the tax on $50,000?
Be about 40%.
Exactly.
So she got $28 and paid the tax, and Colombo got the other $25,000.
Yeah,
huh? That's pretty good.
Yeah, she got the money. She mortgaged her house. So she got a second mortgage on her house to give Colombo the money. So basically, her mortgage goes up, and she's getting like basically a pittance when this is all said and done.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So then they broke it. The FBI broke it in 2001 and started arresting folks. And interestingly, this was right before 9/11. So once 9/11 hit, no one really gave a shit anymore, because shortly before that, they were arresting people. I mean, they arrested like a gang of people all at one time all over the U.S., mostly on the East Coast and Florida. But here's the kick in the balls. This tells you about white-collar crime. The guy was, they called him Uncle Jerry. His name was Gennaro Jacobson. And, he's the mastermind of the whole fucking fraud. He basically got, 34 months in federal prison for stealing $24 million.
Huh.
That's all that's all he freaking got. Most of the other people, they didn't do any real time. They got house arrest, restitution, and it was interesting how they were going to argue that they weren't guilty of it because they're like, well, we didn't know the tickets were stolen.
Wait, what?
I'm looking into the camera now. Hey, Greg. No, hold on. I'm going to use Gorilla for an example. Hey, Gorilla. Mm-hmm. I've got a $50,000 ticket. You give me $5,000 and a percentage of the ticket. Does that sound like something you want to get into?
No.
Why?
Because 1, we're friends and we just split the ticket. 2, no. No. You added more steps that don't make sense. No.
Does it sound legal to you? Does it
No.
sound like something that's
No.
above board?
Sound like something you'd hear from your Uncle John?
Yes. Yes, it does.
But here's the fucked up part about it when I was watching the end of it the other day. It was really fucked up about it. Okay, this cat gets 30 some odd months. The marketing firms that were responsible for running the whole thing, they didn't know this guy was just basically, stealing the tickets. Both those marketing firms folded that had like employees and, real people, real employees whose lives were virtually destroyed by this. Their stock goes into the tanker. I think one of them, it was Simon Marketing, they had offices in Hong Kong, in Europe, all over the U.S., just folded up. It's like, you guys don't have a job anymore. I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It's just one of those interesting things because I knew that there was like, fraud and shit going on with that game. Oh, by the way, if you're Canadian and back in the day, if you played that shit, your odds of winning? 0.
None.
Exactly. Because they figured they only wanted winners in the United States. So if it came out, they weren't distributing any of the winning prizes in frickin' Canada.
Any of the big ones, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, you get like, ooh, look, I got a free fry. But you had no chance.
Most of those Canadians, would be happy with just a free fry. They're happy people.
That's where you're going with that. Whew, I was going to say, they weren't our Canadian listenership. All 3 of them. Those 2 guys from Letterkenny. Hey,
Yeah.
keep listening, guys.
One of the other funny things was one of the Jerry Colombo. They had this idea where they wanted to, film the winners. Jerry Colombo took the Dodge Viper, and he was televised getting the Dodge. His picture, Jerry Colombo winning the fucking Dodge Viper.
That should have been a clue right there.
Yeah.
So just in case we're going to get retribution from the Colombo family, every time that comes up, you need to voice over Ronald McDonald or something like that, just so we're safe.
This is a known fact. I don't think the family was directly involved. This was just someone in the
good
Colombo
save.
family.
There we go.
I'm just saying.
It wasn't the Colombo family per se. It was just Jerry. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not saying anything that's not out there now. I'm not giving away secrets. I'm not snitching anybody out.
I feel much safer.
So why?
I'm not a snitch.
Black guy in the middle is the one.
Yeah,
that said it.
him.
Oh, fuck you guys. I know who has my back, don't I?
Hey, man, we're not calling out the Colombo family.
No.
either,
I
jackass.
Calling out.
We'll stand and catch a bullet, but not in this case.
Don't worry. I'll just clip in Robert Duvall saying Corleone every time he says Colombo.
Speaking of that, Mr.
You know
Robinson.
what? Actually, I just had another idea, Gorilla.
Great.
As I'm explaining this, you need to get like, when the mob stoolies get on the news and start like going through everyone's crimes there behind the screen in the shadow, and it's like,
And then they shot him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And then we threw the body in the truck, and we drove out and dumped him in the Hudson.
Carla's ears are bleeding.
I'm just saying. Woo. What I said did not actually happen to my knowledge. I'm just
We're just spitballing.
here.
We made it up.
Yep, I made it up. Yeah, I could just see it now. Once this thing airs, a couple of days later, I get a knock at my door. Is Mr. Robinson here? Yeah, we're with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We just want to discuss your knowledge of the mob.
Yeah,
What?
Your intimate knowledge of the
Colombo family?
McMillian heist. Yeah.
It's just like, you have HBO Max?
You ever been to LaGuardia Airport, sir? Yeah.
Where were you between 1989 and 2001?
Yeah.
College for him, probably.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, Little League.
Little League, yes. Actually, that's true.
Wow. Oh, God.
Jeez.
Kill me now.
Well, since we're talking about the mob, another show I saw on Paramount was The Offer. They talked about the making of The Godfather. That's
Which,
some
by the
interesting
way,
shit.
great book, by the way. Still need to see the movie, but great book.
You finally got through listening to the book?
Oh, no, I had the book. When we started talking, after we did the 50th anniversary episode of The Godfather with Matt and Garrett and Gorilla, I downloaded the book on my Audible account and in 4 days had listened to the whole thing. I could not put that book down. It's fabulously written.
Well, it's good because you didn't have a book.
I was going to say, who narrated that? Edward James Olmos?
No, it was the guy.
Chaz, not Palmentary, or
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to remember.
the
It's-
voice
it's
of
the-
Fat Tony and the Simpsons.
No, it's the fellow that does.
Joe Montana.
Yes.
Oh,
Joe Montana.
It was great. Great book.
there we go.
Yes, I know I technically didn't read it. Don't care. But so tell us about The Offer.
Some interesting stuff of, it nearly didn't get made. Part of it was, and God damn it, I'm going to start talking about the Columbos again because they were involved in this.
Please remember, folks, it is him.
When they decided to make the movie, there were a lot of Italian Americans who were pissed off about it because they thought it shone a negative light on Italian Americans. And Joe Colombo formed, and I know I'm not getting the name right, but it was basically the Italian Anti-Defamation League.
Yeah.
And, he was making himself just a big target. Like, higher-ups in the mob, real power stays quiet. Colombo was yakking a whole bunch, and he was just basically becoming a lightning rod. So somebody shot him. And I think he got shot in, I'm thinking it was 72. He died before 1980. But I think he was paralyzed, after he got shot, because I think it was like one of them went into his head. But he was, I won't say intimately involved, but he was talking to the producer. It's like, okay, don't use the word mafia. You got to use another word. So, and then the producer was trying to convince Colombo it's not a mob movie. It's a movie about family. And, he convinced them, and I won't call them friends, but, they were talking a lot. But yeah, if you get a chance, check that out. I think it's on either Peacock or Paramount. I think it's on Paramount Plus.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, good stuff, man. So, Greg, let's get off the mob spiel before my car explodes.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Drive a little bit of ways from Larry's building before that happens.
Yeah, we're going to push it across the street before you start it.
Gee, thanks.
So I
Hey,
had.
Gorilla, could you start my car before I go home?
Wow.
Or which of your kids you don't like?
Wow. That put me on the spot. Thanks.
Hey, I'm just being a helpful beaver.
Here we go.
Beaver
Gorilla,
break.
You all right over there, man? Do we need to throw you a lighter?
There we go.
So I was asked the other day by someone. They're not old enough to smoke, but it got me thinking about this. And I think we may have talked about this way, way back when in the beginnings of this podcast, but I think it brings up again because it struck me as, why do I do this? And the question was, cigars are bad for you, which we all know is wrong, but why do you smoke? What's the reason behind your smoking? And, for me personally, it's a relaxing thing to do. The flavor's amazing on most cigars. There are a few, as Scott's fond of saying, not even at gunpoint, but we reviewed one of them a couple episodes ago. But it's a relaxing.
Doodle-doo.
Oh, my. Wait a minute. Let me get this right. George, love you, but oh, my. Anyway.
30.
So, Gorilla, you can actually put the actual quote over that one and make it better.
Oh, my.
But anyway, it's deeply personal, frankly, for each individual that smokes cigars, because everybody has a different reason. But the other thing is, aside from the podcast, the fun thing for me is hanging out with you goofballs, smoking, having a drink, having a good time, and conversation.
You need to get out more.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Why do you smoke then, asshole?
That's my kid, by the way.
Smart ass non-answer coming in 3, 2,
2,
1.
1, go! No, I started on cigars full time, basically, to get off of leaf tobacco. I was a hardcore chewing tobacco guy to the point where I did 3 bags of Levi Garrett every 2 days. And when the missus saw my eldest son at 5 years old spitting his big league chew bubblegum juice into a Dixie cup out in the backyard, I was told that I needed to stop chewing tobacco immediately. So that's how that came about. I'd been smoking cigars a little bit here and there for quite a while before that, but that was the transition of no more chewing tobacco and smoking cigars. I worked graveyard shift at the time, so I did the what any good lower middle class white American working off shift does, and bought a bunch of backwoods and started smoking those on the dock at my night job. And fast forward to now, and here we are.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of 5-year-old spitting big league chew juice into a Dixie cup, as the newest and youngest member of the podcast,
I smoke my cigar. Sorry, Mom, that didn't work, did it?
Anthony, what was aside from hanging out with us lunatics?
It started with when Teddy was born. When my brother had his first kid, you gave out cigars.
Yeah.
And you gave me one, and it sat for a couple of days at the place I was living in Colfax, and I'm like, well, this is literally the first cigar I've had access to, and it's in my possession. It's not like someone's buying it for me. I have it. I might as well smoke it, and I'm either going to enjoy it or I'm going to throw it off my back deck, and it'll be fun. Here we are 5 years later. I enjoyed that cigar. What were those, just yardsticks?
Yeah, all it was the yardsticks from Tobacco Republic.
And I think for me, it was the first couple sticks I smoked regularly were the 90. What's the white label Rocky Patel? The 99.
The white label is
Connecticut.
It's a 7-year. I can't remember what its year is.
I want to say it's 99. I think it's 99, 97, 90, whatever. But it was those. I requisitioned some Norteños from someone's Humidor. Love you. You had like 400 of them. Be quiet. You didn't miss them, clearly.
You gotta put up with that shit?
Well, Pat was taking them too. I blamed it on him. So it was those, and it was at a time where I was living in a place that was...
Yeah, but he was packing his with weed.
Well, at least I wasn't doing that. But it was at a time where I was living in a place where it was away from my parents, but the situation was a bit weird. It was my place, but it also wasn't in many ways. So being able to go out on the back deck after work and have a space that I had a little more control over to do something I wanted to do was kind of nice. And it became, after work, I would light up a cigar, pour a drink, and sometimes have salami cheese or some sort of snack and just sit out there, watch Netflix and smoke on the back deck up there in Colfax, which awesome place to do that. And then I started coming into the shop more. It just became a thing I regularly do now.
Yeah.
And I think that's like any vice. Like I know friends who, again, rotating back, it may not be cigars. I know friends who enjoy going to a bar with friends. I know friends that come home from work and, take a low milligram edible. Like it doesn't matter what your vice is. It's whatever you enjoy and are into. And for us, it became cigars for whatever reason.
Yeah. Mr. Robinson?
Oh, I'm on deck, huh? For me, social thing. And from, smoking cigars socially, it just developed into this community. I mean, to just, put it simply, the first cigar I had, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it with a friend and just kicked back. We were drinking and having a couple of cigars out on the patio, and it was just a great thing. And then, I didn't think about it for a couple of months, walked by a tobacco store in the mall and said, I enjoyed that cigar. Let me go pop in here and see what I can find. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. But, grabbed a couple of cigars, and, at that point, it could have been anything. And I'm just like, ooh, this is relaxing. White Owl, no problem.
Yeah.
The Brand X, that's fine.
Well, you both mentioned, Backwoods and White Owl. My first technical experience smoking a cigar was not Tobacco Republic. It was a Swisher.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't matter, really where you started. I actually started on very good cigars. Cuban stuff that was brought over from overseas, and Ashton cabinets. I had a customer that's all he smoked was Ashtons. And every now and then he would give me a cigar. And so, I got spoiled kind of right off the bat with that. But, the social part of it is definitely a plus. But the relaxation factor was the biggest thing. You actually take time to sit down, unwind a little bit, and just enjoy the cigar, enjoy the time. And that's important, man, in this day and age, because we're going 8,000 miles an hour, 30 hours a day. It makes it kind of rough, but I get a kick out of this, get a kick out of hanging out, doing this stuff, hanging out at the lounge, whatever. Seeing other people that smoke up at Rib Fest in Reno. We go every year walking around. You'll see, I'll be smoking, or you'll see guys that are smoking. People come up to you, hey man, what stick is that? What are you smoking? And it's just commonality, camaraderie, and whatever name you want to put to it.
Rib Fest must be in a free state because you can walk around and smoke a cigar.
Yeah, it's in Nevada.
Yeah, and I'm going this year.
There we go.
I think I might have to join y'all.
I'm gonna warn you guys right up front. It's hot.
Oh.
I believe it. It's August.
It is hot.
I'm not worried about it,
but it's fun. We have a good time. We stay close enough to the place that they have a free shuttle service back and forth. You go over for a little while, you get tired of that shit. You back to the room where it's air conditioned. Drink a couple beers, take a nap, cool down, go back, eat more barbecue, drink.
Yeah.
It's a good time, man.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one. It'll be my first one, so.
There's just a problem I have with that. Not that it's your first one, but let's just call it what it is. You fucking spoil us when you feed us.
The man can cook.
Damn good barbecue.
Yeah, but I'm sure at Rib Fest there's people who will mop the floor with me.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, I freaking stole your method and produced some decent ribs too. I mean, it's just, you cook good food, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We need to do a cooking segment. We've been talking about it. We really need to do it.
You need to put a crowbar in your change purse and buy a Blackstone.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of,
I can steal one. I know where there's one in the box.
You still haven't put that together?
It's been raining and shit. That's
you got a covered patio, asshole.
And a garage.
You bougie fuck.
Hang on. I barely have enough room in my garage as it is. And by the way, I've got a covered patio with the rain that's been happening. The fucking patio is soaked. The dog looks at me when I take her out to the bathroom. She gets over and looks at me and is like, you out your fucking mind?
You got to get her water wings, huh?
I'll shit in the box.
I'll shit in the box.
Don't shit in the box.
Hey, Greg, come on over. We got something for you.
Oh, fuck. No.
What else you got in your bag of tricks there?
So,
Home slice.
as most of you all know, we joined the PCA last year. So the PCA is proud and pleased to announce they got a new member working for them now. Her name is Lisa Sigler. She's been 13 years in the cigar industry, worked for reps such as Cornelius and Anthony, Casa Cuevas, Gran Habano, JRE, Nova. So she's well-versed and well-knowledged into the industry. They made that press release on the 16th, which was yesterday. So just wanted to say from the three of us, we've already posted on our Facebook group. She already said thank you for the welcome, but, welcome aboard. It's a good industry. We like what you do, and we'll hopefully be reaching out to her and see if we can get her on the program.
Oh, there you go.
As she's one of the membership folks over there. And make sure we try and get some time with her again, too, at PCA as well.
Awesome.
I like it.
Another thing that came out interesting in the news this week, our good friend Juan Lugo has taken another good friend, Garrett, and brought Garrett into the fold to help distribute Don Doroteo cigars. He is the
Vice President
of marketing or distribution,
I think
something
it was
like
sales.
that. Sorry, Garrett. But I don't have that one up on my phone, my friend. But, congratulations, Garrett. We really are glad to see that. And
that's
and
awesome.
wish you and Juan both the best of success.
Absolutely. Expecting some big things out of you guys.
Absolutely. And there's been another interesting thing that I wanted to touch on for just a minute, because as our loyal listeners know, we live in the state of confusion when it comes to tobacco taxes. We have one of the highest tobacco taxes in the country. And it's 67% off the bat for OTP, also known as other tobacco products.
Yay.
So this is the intelligence of free states. Okay, this is the state of Wyoming. State of Wyoming's bill has passed committee talking about their tobacco tax. So SF0042 would introduce a cap of 30 cents per cigar to the current tax rate of 20%. That means a cigar of MSRP of $9.50 will likely tax out at $11.40, which is way better than that $9 cigar in California taxing out at $15.
Yep.
Good news.
So, it's just interesting to see how other states really control their tobacco taxes and how limited they are as compared to states such as California, New York, and Vermont, others like that have really, really high taxes.
Yeah.
So, for our first cigar news segment ever, let us know how you liked it.
Is that what this was?
Can I tack on to that? Because I heard a bit of news today, and I'm not going to remember all the details, but I'll send it to you guys, and I'll post it later tonight on the group page. Apparently, Mexico just outlawed tobacco smoking in public, period.
Wow.
Cigar. I don't know if it was tobacco or just cigarettes. The news report I was listening to mentioned cigarettes mostly, but I'll have to correct myself if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the only legal place to smoke now is in your private residence. Wow. And the main throwback is, okay, so who's enforcing this?
The federales, and they mean business.
Mexico?
Hey, could happen.
Fucking Mexico?
I'm
Hey, why don't
100% sure.
let's try for like 60% indoor plumbing before we before we start on cigarettes, shall we?
And there go the Mexican listeners. Let's see, how many different crime families can we piss off tonight?
Give us time. Yeah, I mean I'm honestly surprised that hasn't come down here in California. I mean, it's close in some areas. Mm-hmm. Some counties where you can't smoke, and it's just, I don't know. It's just getting out of hand.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because in my favorite county to camp in, God forbid you're smoking a cigarette or a cigar while you're camping, but weed, no problem there. Mm-hmm. It is literally banned for smoking cigars.
This identifies as cannabis.
Okay, I'm good with it.
I mean, if I gotta throw it in a glass tube and smoke it, then we can try that, I guess. Mm-hmm. That'd look kind of funny, huh? Big glass tube. And maybe we should talk to Cigar and have them do just clear glass tips, and that way it could be a pipe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get caught on a traffic stop.
Hey,
with that.
Tyson
I'm
and
just gonna say
Tyson
that
and
right now.
Cher. We're sending you a good idea here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure the CHP will believe. No, I swear it's just for cigars.
Look it up. Here's the Cigar website. See?
No, what you do is you just take candelas camping. Oh yeah, it's weed.
I have an idea.
Yeah, see the gorilla. You know, finished
That's a big
489th
fucking
out
joint.
of 489th out of 500 in his class, but he has some goddamn good ideas every once in a while. Look at him
Man,
eyeball.
fuck you.
Look at him eyeballing me.
I had an idea, but I don't
did he
think I
just-
should share it.
Probably not.
Did he just turn off my mic? That son of a bitch.
Okay, I won't share I'll share my idea offline.
Offline would probably be best.
Yeah.
There we go.
But, you know, it does come to something that we were talking about both with Ed Trevino, which, when you coming back, Ed, and then John with Christoph, the attack on the cigar industry, it's what PCA is all about. It's why the organization exists. They're ramping them up. I mean, you know, look at California. They've already banned menthol cigarettes. What's next?
Well, it's all flavored tobacco products.
Yeah.
For the most part.
You know, and it's, you know, it's, they're taking it, you know, an inch at a time, a step at a time.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, I'm not a fan of menthol cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. If I did, I wouldn't smoke menthol. But
Christmas trees?
yeah, but do I want menthols to be outlawed? No. You know, it's freedom of choice, right?
I agree.
What are you laughing at, man?
It just reminds me of my venture a couple weeks ago.
Oh, trying to get Pops some cigarettes?
Yeah.
Driving to Reno for cool miles, huh?
Actually, no, I didn't even have to go that far. So I'm in the gas station. It's like, yeah, I want to get, you know, a pack of cool Filter Kings. Oh, those are banned. We can't sell those anymore. We had to take them off the shelves. And I'm like, fuck. And I was like, okay, so where can I? Oh, yeah.
Casino?
There's an Indian casino about 10 minutes from me. Drove my happy ass over to Thunder Valley, went to the gift shop. You got cool Filter Kings? Why, yes. Yes, we do. Give me a couple of packs.
$20 a pack.
Jesus.
So, yeah. But now they've kind of gotten around it. They don't put menthol on the box anymore. They say it's non-menthol.
There you go. There you go.
So they sell cool Filter Kings again. Don't ask me. I don't.
The box isn't green, it's blue.
No, the blue ones went too.
Well, they're back. Mm-hmm. They just have like this yellow tag that says non-menthol. It's the same goddamn cigarette.
A picture of an emoji winking. There you go. Come on.
Well, no, as the gas station attendant told me, they're non-menthol.
Jesus.
And my blank ass is going, well,
I don't care
you
what
want
they are,
those.
man. Just sell me 16 cartons. Let me get the hell out of here. Put them in a brown paper bag, would you? Yeah. I don't know. What's next?
So, Gorilla, how's that cigar?
It's good. It's almost gone.
Larry?
Good, when I can relight it. What happened to your lighter, man?
Yeah, what did happen to my lighter?
I don't know. Probably stuck under my fat.
No, that was it. It's escaping. It's getting out of this shit show. It's on the floor about a foot from you.
Oh, it is getting away.
Hard. Nope. Yep.
Oh,
There it is. How did you not hear it fall?
I don't know. And
Holy shit, how did it get there?
It was on. It's on camera. We'll do an instant replay. I mean,
There you go.
you looked up at me after it happened. Like, don't say anything. So I'm like, all right. Fuck.
I don't know.
And?
Yeah, this guardrail's a good cigar. Pretty peppery all the way through. I would recommend having a meal.
Yeah.
This is not an empty stomach type of cigar, but no, I'm real happy with it. And as I am with most of Christoph's products. It's funny, we were talking about that the other day with a buddy of mine. Christoph has a lot of facings. They have a lot of different products. Well, the reason this came up is we were talking about reading cigar reviews in different different places and different people that review cigars. Anybody that tells you that they enjoy every facing, every stick in a line the size of Rockies or the size of Christoph or the size of Camacho is full of shit. I mean, I'm sorry. They make, all three of those brands make excellent cigars. Nothing against any one of those brands. There is absolutely no way that a person can, every cigar in that brand is in your wheelhouse. It's not possible. You either have no palate, you're in the midst of COVID, you can't smell or taste anything,
Or you've burnt your palate out.
or you're full of shit. Yeah, it's just, that's the reason they have so many different facings, so many different products, is so they have such a wide range of stuff to appeal to different types of smokers.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I've come up across some stuff in this line, in Christoph's line, that is a well-constructed, a well-made, it's a good cigar. It's just not for me, or not for me at that particular time,
Right.
So
That's a lot of it, too. It's just what you're in the mood for.
Well, and it's where you are in your experience, too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I went a long time smoking mostly darker, heavier cigars, and that was just what I did. That was the direction I went. And some of the lighter stuff that we've had in the last couple of years, and I've been exposed to a lot of different stuff that wasn't readily available to me by going to stuff like Rocky Mountain, going to PCA. I've run into some incredible Connecticut's, Cameroons, lighter cigars. And I'm probably 50-50 now with what I smoke, light to dark. And it was 95.5 for a long time. And, so it's just, it ebbs and flows,
Well, you've known me the longest out of the three of us for my cigar journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the same way, the opposite of you. When I first started in the journey, it was all Connecticut, all lighter cigars all the time. And now I'm about 50-50 as well. Some of the Connecticut's, I'm sorry, guys, are just too light for me now. Some of the Maduros are way too heavy, but there's plenty in the middle on both light and dark heavy. This Maduro that I'm smoking right now, this Rocky Maduro, it's excellent Maduro. And 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even touched it. So it's absolutely the truth. How about that Trinidad, Mr. Robinson?
Oh, I'm really loving the Trinidad, actually. It's Nicaraguan, so, most Nicaraguans I dig.
Now, is it Nicaraguan that's more peppery than Dominican, or is it the other way around?
I think Dominican's more peppery.
Dominican,
than Nicaraguan.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, because I'm more of a fan. I think than it is for me. I'm more of a fan of Nicaraguan tobacco versus.
Well, and it's funny because it depends on how, what they're blending it with too. Like I said earlier, this is definitely different than anything I've smoked recently. And I don't know if it's the combination of everything. The Brazilian wrapper is darker than some of the stuff that we've seen lately. But I got to find out some more info about this tobacco from Zimbabwe. Because I don't ever remember seeing anything with Zimbabwe tobacco before.
Speaking of the train,
I know we get a train no matter what, man.
So I'll reach out to John. When I talked to John Fozzie with Christoph the other 2 weeks ago, he said he'd be up in this area again by month's end of February. So I'm going to tell him, hey, we got a chair waiting for you.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely like to maybe all of us smoke a guardrail with him and have him tell us, kind of the ins and outs of that cigar.
Yeah, sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great.
Email, baby.
I will reach out to John and coordinate that for a February or March show, depending on when he's going to be up in this area.
But yeah, because I'm gone the first part of February.
You don't need to be here. That's fine.
Oh, fuck off.
Man, shot him. Shot him down. Hey, so you wanted to talk about Facebook Reels and...
So, yes. I'm fairly safe to say that the four of us on this podcast, maybe Gorilla, maybe not, reels have become a hell of a fun addiction.
Explain reels.
So a reel is a short video. Am I right, Anthony? Less than a minute
Usually,
for the most part.
Usually,
And
yeah.
it can be practical jokes. It can be something or other. I found a lot of my like. Larry's going to go, oh, my fucking God, when I say this. One of my favorites is called Good Boy Ollie. It's a black lab that does entertaining things on the weekends. But one that started this conversation and why I wanted to talk about it on the podcast is because there's two, one of which Larry is joining us next episode.
Yep.
And that is...
It's called Gen X Talks. It's a Gen Z kid that walks around with his, I guess, phone, camera. I'm not sure what he started out with doing it. We're gonna find out on the next episode, and asks his dad questions. And his dad's a guy about mine and Scott's age. I think he's a year older than I am. I got introduced to it as a joke. Somebody goes, "Hey, you got to look this guy up. He looks like you, sounds like you. He could be your spirit animal." And I'm like,
It's
okay.
true.
And I look at this guy, and he's a bigger guy. He's got a goatee. And, he's usually in a ball cap. He's usually doing something. Somebody asks him a question, and he fires off just the smart ass 50-some-year-old guy answer to a teenage kid, like, well, of course I'm doing it. I'm working because I have to work, dumbass. It's either work or prison. The only two options for a middle-aged white man or something.
But
I mean, uh-oh.
I was going to say, I will say this, though. Speaking from the younger person's perspective, he's not a dick about it, though.
No, he just, it's just life experience. Just like,
he doesn't, because the thing is, there are other people in that same genre, if you will, who just shit on every other generation, especially younger, just like, younger people are fucking stupid. He doesn't do that. And as a younger person, I like where he's like, no, yeah, young people. Like, I can't remember which reel it was. I saw one of his came across my feed where his kid asked him a question about, why does your generation harken back to the good old days? And he was explaining it, but he also threw in there, it's like, yeah, it's fucking expensive and hard to do any of that now.
Yeah,
I feel bad
it was
for you
easier
guys.
and cheaper to be happy.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was that one.
I heard
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't a dick like, oh, you guys and your smartphones. Like, no, the world is different, and in some ways that's good, in some ways it sucks. So I'm excited. Is it just going to be him, or is it going to be
Honestly,
him and
I
the
have
kid?
no idea.
I think it's just him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it
Because
could
my
be the
question,
whole family.
My
I don't
question's
know.
going to be: is his child still a minor? Because if he is, we need to talk before he gets on.
So I found one reel, right? And I share ones with you guys periodically on our little group chat between the three of us that we've got on Facebook Messenger. And I couldn't send this one, but here's this little 4-year-old kid, right? And it's early in the morning, and he's walking up from backwoods who knows where, and a rooster crows, and the kid, all you hear is, "Shut the hell up, dumbass!" And I about fell out. But the one that started me on this idea, aside from Gen X Talks is coming on the show, I'm watching this reel. And if I find it again and send it to you guys, the reel, you'll immediately recognize where this is. The guy's standing on an escalator going down. There's a fountain on what will be the left-hand side, which you two and I are very familiar with that fountain.
Yeah.
It's right outside Casa Fuente in Las Vegas, if you listeners have ever been there. So then I started watching all his reels. He's got a fart machine in his hoodie. And it makes some of the most obnoxious fart sounds on the planet. And what he'll do is it'll go off and he'll go, uh-oh, the Browns are going to the pool early. And then he'll waddle down the stairs and go back up the other side. That's amusing. The look on people's faces and their reactions behind him is what makes it just gut-busting hilarious. Or he'll be walking through downtown San Francisco with us. It's hilarious to watch. But how, like for me, I can start fucking around on reels, and before I know it, an hour's gone by.
Me, not quite that bad, but I get your meaning.
Get where I'm coming from?
I've checked out some reels, and I've shared some with you guys.
Hey, man, hold on, Scott.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you mean Pornhub, just say No? Too soon?
Wrong website.
All right. Look at Gorilla. Gorilla's like, I got to cut all this shit out.
I was going to say something like there are some people doing some really interesting things with like the short form little videos, and then Greg comes in, fart joke. All right, well.
They're the most entertaining. I don't give a rat's ass about the science guy trying to be Bill Nye and do a science experiment. That's not entertaining. Scroll forward, move on.
No. I disagree. There's one cat, I think he's Indian, and he's doing several electrical science experiments, but he's constantly failing because he has no understanding of science. Like he's trying to hook a diode together. It starts shocking him and shit. He tries to like plug some shit in. It starts smoking. He taps something, shocks himself.
Okay, I like it. I like that.
Hey, we're on a science kick, and I want to go back to last Thursday because the lounge is under construction. We did our regular Thursday night session here in my shop, and I told the Flaming Badger story again.
Right.
Okay, same guy got kicked out of his high school science class for his science project. He built an electric chair for frogs out of a eight.
The fuck?
All right, everybody good?
This where they got the idea for fucking Saw?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you ready for this?
No. But please proceed.
All
right.
Out of an erector set and an HO train transformer. True story.
Did you do like a diorama of like death row?
Hey, all I know is the erector set and the HO train transformer, and that would be a gentleman. I don't know I haven't seen this guy in 30 plus years. I don't even know if he's still alive.
So is it fucking called the Green Mile? I'm tired, boss.
Ribbit. Wyman Vandenberg.
Oh shit!
Calling you out, man. I don't know. I don't even know if he's living, but yeah.
We need to get him on the fucking podcast.
No kidding. Well, the reason why I'm going to call someone out on the podcast here. The reason why the Flaming Badger story came up again is because a friend of mine joined us for Thursday. Second time that she's joined us for Thursday night. So, Patty, you owe us a mic time to tell some stories that you have.
Oh, there we go.
From your career.
There we go.
So, we hope we can talk her into that in the future because she already looked at me like, no, the last time I brought this up, but we'll see if we can talk her into it next time she comes up.
Bring more wine.
I can do that.
So.
Okay, there was one real funny reels I saw the other day. There's this woman standing there, and it's a caption. It's like, I don't have enough money to pay my rent, and starts unbuttoning her blouse. The guy looks all happy, starts taking off his shirt. Then it clips to another couple looking all freaked out, saying, waiting to continue the game of Monopoly. And I think there's one I sent you guys, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
I don't remember that one.
I've seen. No, I realized I repressed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I took I think I brushed my teeth after that one. That was rough, man.
I didn't see that one, so maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah,
One of my favorite guys that was doing reels. I think he started on TikTok, went to all the other platforms, and then people enjoyed him so much that they wanted more. So he started doing YouTube videos. Have you guys seen the Fat Electrician?
No.
Army vet. You've probably seen some of his stuff and don't recognize the name. He's the guy who will like talk about he'll pull up like, all right, let's talk about the Marine Corps. These fucking crayon, and he'll give you a history lesson, but in a very sarcastic vet type of way. Mm-hmm. He's a cool dude. You should look him up too. But he's gone on to do like from little 1-minute videos by like, okay, here's what the officers are in the military, and it's all in jokes and it's the stereotypical things you expect of vet. It's informative, but it's also a bunch of bullshit. Mm-hmm. So it's great. There's a segment of him on a podcast talking about why the Humvee is fucking garbage, and it's just the funniest fucking thing.
It was kind of like our show,
basically. You're driving a fucking uninsulated Lego brick. You get on the highway and realize, oh, this wasn't made to go 65. It's great. I'll send you guys some clips of that because it's good.
Please do.
Yes.
The hits just keep on coming.
So we also have a football game coming up.
And we have a couple of football games.
We do. This show releases on the day that the San Francisco 49ers play the the Dallas Cowboys.
What the fuck did you just say?
I was being provocative, being supportive, and thinking the Bears made it.
Provocative?
Proactive.
Dude, the Bears are 4 games out of first next year.
Yeah. So
I'd make a
there's
joke
that
to
game.
you, Larry, but I don't have anything.
Yeah, here
I got nothing.
I'm a Chargers fan. We were up 27.
That's okay. Scott's a Raiders fan.
We were up 27-0 at halftime and lost.
So it was like a Raider game.
Yeah. It's Jesus.
Oh, you can stop watching this. This is a blowout.
Well, yeah,
2 hours later.
This has been the craziest year for football, man. I want to know what the odds were, and you can't tell me there were no odds because somewhere in Vegas there's a line item for it. What were the odds? What was the payoff on a $100 bet for the Dallas kicker missing 4 extra points in a row? That's got to be like winning Super Lotto, and it's just like. When they scored that 4th touchdown, the kicker's like, God, go for 2! Go for 2! I mean, at that point, you can bring the punter out. We were talking about that today at the shop, and my league guy Jason's like, hey, man, you give me 2 beers, a hot dog, and a front row seat, I'll kick 1 of 4. I'm like, oh, shit. I mean, it was a chip shot, for Christ's sake. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
That 4th one, man, when he missed that 4th one, that look on that kid's face, man, when they zoomed in, he's just like, I mean, that was a home game for Dallas, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, good thing, because he wasn't getting on the plane if they were.
You're walking home, bitch.
No shit, man.
I feel like kicking extra points has got to be like when you miss. The only thing I can equate it to is missing a clay in trap shooting. I bet you the first one he's like, fuck, okay. Second one, oh shit, and then it just got in his head. I guarantee you the 3rd and 4th one, he could not stop thinking about the first 2. And I've definitely done that shooting trap, so I empathize with him a little bit. But also, goddamn, dude.
Yeah, you're making $1 million, homeboy.
Well, and it also
retie that shoe, whatever the fuck you got to do.
We saw an injury this year that I think has been unprecedented so far, and very, very fortunate for the player. He recovered and is recovering, but taking a shot to the chest and going into cardiac arrest. I can't remember in football hearing about that.
No. that was, and we saw that, live, watching the game.
Yeah,
and that was the strangest thing to see, because he came to his feet, and it looked like he was celebrating, and then he went over backwards like he'd been shot, and I was like, what the hell?
right.
And so we're watching, and we were out to dinner, and we were sitting at the bar at this restaurant, and the TV's up above, on the wall, and the sound's not on, so you're trying to read the caption and figure out what's going on, and we knew it was bad when you saw that Bills coach, who was knelt down, jump up and sprint for the sidelines. It's like, oh shit. And then they cut away, and props to the NFL though, man. Once they realized that was a serious incident, they replayed that once. And then when they realized that, oh my God, there's something's bad here, they didn't replay that again.
Yeah,
He was dead on the field at one point.
yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Jesus.
And that was the Bills and
Bills and the Bengals.
Yeah,
consequently, they play each other either Saturday or Sunday
Yeah,
again.
is
Do
that
they?
the redo
Yes.
of the game?
No.
No.
They made the playoffs, and they're playing each other as their seeds.
Oh, shit. All
But,
right.
yeah, that was one of the craziest things I've seen, in all my years of watching sports.
Yeah.
And then, within 2 or 3 days, there was a clip, that got strung together by somebody or multiple somebodies, I don't know, and it was going around YouTube and stuff of, and mostly soccer, because, who cares? But of people just going down in the middle of a sport. Downhill skier, heart attack while skiing. It's like Jesus.
My friends and I were talking about this because one of my buddies, two of them, Ethan and John, they're deep in a football pool right now with each other and a bunch of other buddies of theirs. We were talking about it, and we kind of pointed out, like, yeah, that kind of like you were saying, there's a lot more. Sports injuries are always going to be sports injuries, but there's a lot more like severe injuries happening, and the only thing we could figure is. When did football start? Like, when was the first Super Bowl? Like, the 30s?
No.
Not the first Super Bowl, but, like, football as we know it.
Yeah, they started playing organized football as far as pro teams and stuff. Yeah, probably, early 40s?
So what was a pro footballer like back then? It was...
Far less padding, that's for
Well,
sure.
less padding, but physically, what was a...
Yeah, I've seen the evolution just in my lifetime. When I was in high school, for our entire conference, my junior year, there was one player over 300 pounds, and he was just ridiculously
gigantic.
Just waddled out onto the field. When we went down, 8 years ago, we went down to Southern California to see one of the Honor Bowl charity games, military charity games, and they had the rosters for every team playing in those Honor Bowl charity games. Every team, almost their entire offensive line, was over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's in a 30-year span. They're building people just way bigger, way stronger, way faster than they did in the 50s and 60s.
But you also have the sports medicine and the science for how these guys train. Because these guys are training on treadmills with oxygen on, they're drinking an electrolyte mix that's specific to them.
It's a science behind the whole thing.
And we determined that you're putting a peak athlete that can run faster than the average footballer 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago could against a lineman who can stop greater for, and you're just smashing them.
Yeah,
and
you're running two cars into each other.
You're hitting the red line of what the human body can endure, I think. And and there's no amount of padding or helmets that can make that as safe as possible.
And I think that's the hard part. You just hit on something that resonates as the hard part of sports in general. We have a good understanding of the human body itself. What we do not have an understanding is the brain.
Yep.
That's the organ we don't understand.
And weirdly, I made the counterpoint of the one sport that the trend is the exact opposite: racing. Think about how many stock car drivers died in the 50s and 60s yearly.
And how safe it's gotten now.
We've had 3 notable racers die in a race that I can think of since I can remember. Earnhardt, there was I watched a really good YouTube documentary. I'll send you guys on that. The IndyCar driver that transferred to NASCAR for a year, and lap 3 they tangled up, and it was a huge it was like the worst car wreck in IndyCar history. It's a great documentary, but it's like, science on that sport actually makes, because the people aren't doing anything incredibly physical. They're not pushing their, we know racing is still physical in a sense, but it's not the same as football, soccer, all these other, the body is a much smaller component in it. But we had a very interesting conversation about that. And we came to the conclusion of this probably won't be the last time we see something like this, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, it's it's our natures. We want to go faster, higher, farther,
right?
And there's limits to it, man. There is.
Like what's the record for like the longest field goal kick right
61 yards.
Do you think anybody in the 40s or 50s could conceive of kicking a 60-yard field goal?
Probably not.
Hell no.
And it's, there's guys, there's linemen now in the NFL, 260, 280 pound plus linemen that are running faster 40s at the NFL Combine than running backs, wide receivers did just 15 years ago.
Yep.
You know, you got guys that are you know, pushing 300 pounds that are in the high fours at a 40-yard dash. That's ridiculous. You got something the size of a compact car, you know, going at that speed. That takes a hell of a lot of force to stop.
Yeah, but remember this, though. As far as football goes, you know, I'm a fan of the game, so don't get me wrong. I remember my sister was saying something about her son about, oh, yeah, he's big like his daddy. He's going to play football. I looked there and said, you better give that motherfucker a book. I said, have you seen old football players? I still harken back to Earl Campbell and Jack Tatum in that game where they clashed helmets. It sounded like two fucking Rams crashing into each other.
Well,
you know, and Earl Campbell was a fucking freight train. He didn't do this little dance and dodge and dive. He would run through you.
yeah.
And, you know, to this day, man, he's, you know, fucking Walker. He's torn up. And a lot of those players back in the day, they're busted up now. Broken head, broken bones, can't hardly move. I mean, that game takes a fucking toll on you.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we got to segue to something else, man. This is
bumming me out.
So, Larry,
sir.
behind you.
Ah, yes, Gorilla. You can focus in on our shirt here. So there we go. Now look at the gorilla. God bless you, sir. God bless you.
Gorilla does it better.
Yeah,
We'll get some pictures. Also.
awesome. So for those of you on YouTube that can actually see us, we have some Loomis Cigar Cartel T-shirts, and we want to give some away. So what we're looking for, we got 10 shirts to go out. What we're looking for is for you to email us a review of the podcast. Tell us what you think, something that we can put on our social media, put on our website. Email us a review with a size shirt you want and a shipping address of where to send it. And we got 10 going out. So get busy.
And for those of you that need the email address, it is info, I-N-F-O, at LoomisCigarCartel.com.
Cool deal.
Nicely done.
And my social media master over there and Camera Gorilla and whatever else the hell we decide he's going to do, we'll make sure that is also in the description on both the podcast and the YouTube, so you guys can find that there if you wish. Please make sure when you send us your full name, just understand when we do the review, it will be your first name and your location. That's it.
Yeah,
not going to put your last name out.
Yeah, we're not going to throw your last name out. We're not going to throw your address out, you know. But we do want some feedback from you guys on what you think, how we're doing.
And it would be my recommendation. We're not going to post about this on the social media. You have to be listening.
Yes, you do.
You got to be listening to the podcast.
Yes.
Yep.
This is our way of saying thank you for putting up with us.
Yeah.
That's actually a good way to say that, yes. Are we going to do this at random, or is it going to be the first 10 emails that get dropped in my box?
Let's do the first 10.
Yeah, let's do first 10.
And
Okay.
If we end up with 40 emails, then we'll figure out something for the other 30 people.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely. We got some other cool stuff in the works merch-wise, so, you know, we'll figure out something.
And we do need some more stickers, boss.
We've got that in the works. I need the QR code there, homie.
I will make you a new one because I can't find the old one, so I'll take care of that.
Okie doke.
We got to make that one a little bigger, though.
No,
We already talked about
that. Off camera, I've got a
Graphic design gorilla. is on.
graphic design gorilla has already given us a.
We've got like
mock-up.
12 gorillas. Crazy.
It's a plethora of gorillas.
And by the way, Anthony, it doesn't get said enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You do a lot.
Love your show, gorilla.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, how is your show going? How is the Best Care Anywhere podcast progressing?
We just did Sometimes You Hear the Bullet.
Oh,
a
can't
very
wait to listen to that
heartwarming,
one.
Fun, very happy episode. It's going well when when I'm good doing the synopsis and say, James Callahan plays Hawkeye's friend. This is the only episode of MASH he's in. I wonder why. Yeah, it's a good one. No, it was a good episode. And then we just decided to take a MASH break, and we for the first recorded episode in 2023, we didn't talk MASH at all. We talked about other media that we enjoyed last year and media that we're looking forward to. So, yay, it's going well.
Cool.
We have Dear Dad Again is the next MASH episode we'll be.
Look forward to it. If you guys want something else to listen to, I highly recommend that you check out his podcast. It's a great hour long to listen.
And we talked about it just before the podcast. I'll give Camera Gorilla's very condensed media review. The Star Wars show Andor. I know there's a lot of Star Wars, and Disney is doing interesting things with Star Wars. Andor is one of the good things. If you like Star Wars, especially original trilogy Star Wars, I think you will enjoy Andor. It's 12 episodes in the first season. They're only going to make 2 seasons because the people who are writing it know not to overdo it. They know the story they want to tell, and they're going to tell it, and they are doing an excellent job. There has not been a single Force user or a lightsaber in this show, and it still kicks major ass. So I would say check that out. The one I want to check out is, and we were talking about it before, is a HBO show that just came out this past Sunday, The Last of Us. It's based off a video game, and it actually looks like it's going to be really good. The people clearly took time and are staying true to the source material. It is a zombie virus story, which I know people are burned out on, but again, there is a hard start and a hard end to the story. It's not going to be 27 seasons like Walking Dead. So and just from the clips I've seen of the first episode, they have put huge care into casting the show, writing the show. God damn it, that air compressor. But yeah, highly recommend that if you're looking for something new to watch. I am going to talk to a buddy of mine to see how I can acquire it without paying money. So
we'll have to remember next show to unplug.
Do
that
not
thing.
involve yourself in any form of crime.
No, don't do that.
What?
Yeah, save that for Uncle John.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
We got to unplug that for.
No,
Gen
we're
X
not
talks.
unplugging my air compressor, you jackass. This is a multifaceted location that we record from. Because if we unplug it, I will forget to plug it back in. That's not a good thing.
Point taken.
Beyond the Humidor, an audio experience.
It's an adventure in sight and sound.
Choo choo.
Wow.
Damn it, Tommy.
like
We told you to tell the trains when to run and when not to run.
It's like Fantasia, but shittier.
You almost got me.
There's a sticker.
Yeah.
Beyond the
Yeah, we'll put the that's we're gonna do. Hey, you know what we're gonna do?
Actually, wait. I take that back. Don't do that. I don't want to get killed by the mouse.
No. We're gonna do it in like the ABC blocks. It's like Fantasia, but shittier. All in ABC blocks.
I like it.
No?
No.
Look at Gorilla just shaking his head. He's making notes over there. Something else he's got to design. It's great having a boss with ADD, isn't it? Oh my God, let's do this shit. 180 degrees the
Squirrel.
other direction. Yeah.
We need like Beyond the Humidor action figures.
What's yours going to say? Hey, I want another drink.
Yeah. Pull the cord.
Squeeze him, his arm goes up like this.
Is he saluting? No, he's drinking.
Okay.
Can you handle the outro, Scott, now?
Yeah, no. We're gonna have to do a couple other things. Let Scott catch his breath. Oh.
I just had a
So-
thought. And no, never mind.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, I'm good.
So next episode, Gen X Talks.
Yes.
Really looking forward to that. Love their short.
And
reels.
I think he's a cigar smoker, isn't he?
He's absolutely a cigar smoker. So, yeah, I want to find out. I want to find out what he smokes. I'm going to reach out to them again this week and see if I can maybe get a phone call into them, so we have maybe a little info about this cat before they blast onto the show.
Well, and if you can get an address early enough, by the end of the week, we can probably drop a box in the mail on Monday, and he should get it by
Yeah,
either
no,
It
no,
will
recording.
only take about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
He's out
they're
of
just
Bakersfield.
they're just down the road from us, so to
Yeah.
speak. So I will reach out to them, but via email manana, and see if I can't get some info, and we'll send them some stuff.
Nice.
Cool. All right, we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah. Take me home, Gorilla. Well, the smoke's getting down to the nub and the scotch glass is empty, so I guess it's about that time. I want to thank our audience out there, and on behalf of Greg, Larry, the Gorilla, and myself, thanks for listening and watching. Check us out at LoomisCigarCartel.com. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Don't be a stranger. Drop us a line and let us know you're out there. And remember the contest. I'm Scott Robinson, and from all of us here at Beyond the Humidor, we look forward to chatting with you in the next episode. But until then, take care, stay healthy and safe, and good smoke, good drink, and good life.